Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by another distinguished guest. Trina Daisel, who is the Executive Director of Southern West Virginia's United Way, joins us this morning. Thanks so much for coming back to the forum.
Thanks for having me. I always enjoy being here.
Absolutely. We always love having you. And, you know, for people that don't know what the United Way is, you can call 211.
Yes.
Correct. And you can see all the resources they have available for you all. And it's a wide variety of things. So guys, make sure to get in touch with them. And I see that you all have a lot going on. You always have a lot of fundraisers going on, and you all are fresh off of your Dancing with the Stars for this year.
We are. Our campaign season starts at the 1st of September, and this year our board of directors set our campaign goal for $850,000. So the successful Dancing with the Stars event that was held on September 20th goes a long way to getting us into a good start for our campaign season. We had 6 teams come together on the 20th, as we do every year. 12 individuals from the community who get paired up to dance together. They're all amateur dancers. They step outside of their comfort zone to do it, and we have volunteer choreographers who help them put their dance routines together, but the big part of it is that they're competing as the fundraisers as well. So all summer long, they held fundraisers, they sold t-shirts, they had cash clubs and other events that all goes to United Way. And the culmination of that was raising $311,000 for United Way through those 6 teams, and we appreciate them so much.
Yeah, so a shout out to them and to the instructors as well, the dance instructors that I'm sure work so hard, because ballroom dancing is no easy feat.
It's not, and those choreographers are really unsung heroes because they give so much of their time behind the scenes to really meet the dancers where they are at their skill level and highlight their great personalities and bring them on stage for a wonderful event. So it all ended up culminating on September 20th. We had a sold out event, which was really exciting, and all that money will get reinvested back into the community.
Awesome, that's wonderful. And while we were not able to attend personally, my mother was there, and she said that she had an awesome time. She had never been to a Dancing with the Stars, but she was extremely impressed and just raved about it when she came home. So if you all get an opportunity next year to go to Dancing with the Stars, please take it and see what the United Way is doing for the community.
Thank you. I'm glad she attended and glad she had a great time. We heard really wonderful things from the guests, and we're happy that everybody who got a ticket was able to come out and enjoy the show. And that's what it's all about, is the community coming together for everybody in Southern West Virginia.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure this is, your biggest event of the year. So now that it's over, are you all right back into planning, or are you able to take a break for a minute? Or
we take a small break. After Dancing with the Stars wraps up, we like to make sure we have all the information correct for the fundraisers that happened. We kind of close out the event and make sure everything is tight for our vendors and everything. So we take maybe a month or so before we really get into planning for next season, because it's a big event. It is sold out, holding about 1,000 people in the convention center in Beckley. And it takes a little while to gather some information about next season's dancers, to find some people who are interested, who are willing to say yes to that commitment, and who can be great fundraisers, because that's what it's all about. So, we'll start asking in December and January for those that are going to commit and participate next year. And if anybody does want to, they can reach me at unitedwayswv.org if they would like to volunteer. We'll talk to them about what a big commitment it is. We had some teams this year who broke records fundraising, so it is a huge commitment to participate. Karen Bowling and Martin Staunton were the couple that represented Mercer County this year, and they raised over $100,000, $117,000 for the campaign. So it's a huge commitment, and it takes some networking and some community support to be able to participate. So those folks who are interested, we so appreciate them saying yes.
So they do a lot of hard work, and shout out to Karen Bowling and Martin Staunton, for all the work that they did, because that's major.
It's huge. It's huge. And even our second place couple, it was amazing. They ended up in second place, but they also broke records for fundraising, The couple that raised the most money in '23 was Brent Osborne and Morgan Spolarich, and they raised over $82,000. Our second place team this year, Jamie Weeks and Cole Williams, raised $89,000. So it was amazing that we had two teams break records in the fundraising categories. And like I said, all that gets reinvested right back into the community.
Well, shout out to them as well for all their hard work. And since thankfully you all get a little bit of a break, from Dancing with the Stars before you have to get right back into it. But we do have another big event coming up that a lot of people look forward to every year, Wonderland of Trees.
Yes, we love Wonderland of Trees. It's a great introduction to the holiday season. Businesses, individuals, churches, different organizations sponsor a tree. They decorate it out of their own personalities or their interests. They create their own theme to follow. And we present those this year at Tamarack Marketplace. We're moving the location. We had been in the Summit, Bechtel Reserve, and we're moving back into Raleigh County at Tamarack. They're going to be a great host for us this year and be able to offer a lot of people a little more central location to come and visit the trees. But it's a really good introduction to the holiday season, lets people get some ideas about their own home decorating, and they can come to the auction on November 22nd if they'd like and bid on a tree and take it home with them.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. And I think the move will be really nice too, because the Summit Bechtel is beautiful, but I know the Tamarack, you get a lot of travelers as well, so it's a lot more eyes on it. Yes. And a lot more people to come out and see it, so that'll be really cool. Let's see. Oh, Wonderland of Trees. You said it's different businesses, organizations that come forward and make a tree?
Yes, we have so many different businesses. There are clubs. Rotary of Beckley does a tree. The City of Beckley does a tree. Jeremiah Johnson, who is with Historic Black Knight, he decorates a tree, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. The Beckley Area Foundation SLIP Group, which is Susan Landis Youth Philanthropy, juniors and seniors out of high schools in Raleigh County decorate a tree. St. Stephen's Episcopal Church has done one for years, and it's always beautiful. So different organizations, banks, Truist Bank, Pendleton Community Bank, they do trees, and we're so appreciative of these groups because they do them year after year, and it's a great way for them to reflect their business personality, but we see such different themes and different ideas of people just highlighting the way they view the holidays, and it's gorgeous. If anybody's interested in decorating a tree, we'll probably have about 45 of them at Tamarack Marketplace. The registration is online at unitedwayswv.org under the events tab, and so they can download a registration form and send it to our office and get registered to decorate a tree. We begin decorating on Monday, November 4th. And they have the opportunity to decorate from 4 to 9 o'clock at Tamarack for about 3 days. Then we have a business after hours on Thursday the 7th, and it's open to the public on the 8th of November. And for 2 weeks, it'll be open when Tamarack is open, and people can come, vote on the trees, come out after church on Sunday, get brunch at Tamarack and view the trees. We'll have Santa there on the first Saturday, which is the 9th, which is always fun for local kids. And it's just a great family-friendly event for the holidays.
Awesome. Sounds like a great time. So if you all want to make a tree, make sure to get in touch with United Way SWV and unitedwayswv.org and go check out that application form and join in Wonderland of Trees. It's an awesome event. And was there any specific reason, for you moving from the Summit Bechtel, or was it just a better move for you all this year?
No, we have moved around about every 3 or 4 years. It began in Crossroads Mall, then we moved to Lewis Nissan, came back to Crossroads Mall, just where there's a really centrally located space to accommodate all those trees and all the people that come to visit. And we had a great time at the Summit. They were wonderful hosts for us. But we think it might have been a little far for people to travel. They offered us a big space during COVID that allowed social distancing, which was a wonderful advantage. But we thought bringing it to Tamarack, who has wanted to host it for a while, would really be a beautiful location. They'll be decorated for the holidays, and it'll just have that holiday spirit around it and be centrally located for travelers and for visitors locally as well. So we're excited to be there.
Wonderful. And I think they have a lot of open windows at the Tamarack too. So when it starts snowing and things outside, it's going to look even more beautiful out there. So, we're also talking about, before we started the show, we were talking about NIP.
Yes. Yes, United Way was the recipient of NIP credits again this year, Neighborhood Investment Program, which is a program through the state of West Virginia to promote programs and services for people in poverty. And United Way of Southern West Virginia was really fortunate to be ranked 12th out of 195 applicants this year for NIP credits, as we call them, and they allotted us 43,500 credits. So the way that would work is that if someone wants to give to United Way, the minimum donation is $500, but they will receive a $250 voucher to immediately be taken off their state tax burden. So if you give $1,000 to United Way for NIP credits, you'll receive $500 voucher back. On your state tax burden, you'll immediately see that $500 deduction and pay less for your state tax burden. And we're really, really fortunate to be part of that program and excited that we received that many NIP credits this year. We have exhausted about half of them already with people who knew they were available and called us to make sure they received theirs. But we have about 20,000 left, and so if anyone's interested, they can call us at 304-253-2111, and we can let them know more about the NIP credits.
That's great. That's great. Well, I mean, it's already awesome to, donate and give to the United Way, but this is given like even more an incentive for people to come out and do it as well.
It does. It's a great program through the state of West Virginia. Other states offer it, and it is called different things, but Neighborhood Investment Program allows people to give and then have that voucher to get back off of their taxes directly. And of course, if they itemize their taxes, they're going to get the credit for that as well on federal taxes. So it's a great incentive to give. If they're already going to give to United Way, call us and ask us about the NIP credits. Or if they see that they're going to have a state tax burden that is a little unmanageable, they can call and we can give them more information about it. Those NIP credits can be used up to 3 years from the time that they get them from us. So they can use a portion of them or all of them the first year, up to 3 years after they first get them. And it's really a great program through the state.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. And, you should give anyway, but especially, if you can get a little bit of incentive on it, especially helping with tax burdens and things, why not? Help each other, kind of scratching each other's backs
Exactly.
in that way.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we are about a minute or so out from our first break, but before we go, do you mind plugging the contact information one more time so they know where to send those donations?
Absolutely. So we have a link on our website. If anybody would like to donate directly to United Way, they can visit unitedwayswv.org, and it takes us right to a donate link. If they want NIP credits, they need to call the office at 304-253-2111. They can speak to me or Lori, our financial administrator. And if they have any questions about the programs that we serve, all of that is linked at the website as well, unitedwayswv.org.
Awesome. All right, and you guys stay tuned. I will be right back here with Executive Director Trina Daisel of United Way of Southern West Virginia to talk more about what United Way offers and their upcoming events and fundraisers. Welcome back to Sunday Community Forum. I'm here with Executive Director Trina Daisel for United Way of Southern West Virginia, and we're talking about everything the United Way does, their upcoming fundraisers, and some of their resources as well. We were just talking about the 211 number,
Yes.
and we say that some people may never need it, but it's a good thing to have in mind because these resources, sometimes they can help save your life, ultimately.
Absolutely. There are life-saving resources, life-changing resources available at 211. So 211 is our information and referral hotline. It's available 24/7. There's someone in my office. Her name is Marcia, and she takes those calls during business hours. She's incredibly compassionate, and she'll have a conversation with a caller if they're calling for locating the closest food pantry to them. She might have a conversation with them to determine the root cause of why they might need to visit that food pantry and see if they also are in need of utility assistance or housing assistance or information about affordable housing. So it's completely confidential, it's free, and you end up talking to a person. It's not automated. When someone calls, they're prompted to enter their zip code, and that way around the state, no matter where you are, you're going to get connected with the person who knows about the resources where you are locally. It is available all across West Virginia. It's available actually all across the nation. United Way sponsor it in most areas, and then in some places, county commissions and different things host 211. But it is completely free, it is completely confidential, and if someone is in need of resources and they don't know where to turn, they can call 211. It's easy to remember, just like 911, which is for emergency services. 211 is for non-emergency services. They can call and get connected with someone who is compassionate and educated about local resources and can refer them to the services that they need. So we encourage everybody to remember 211. We often say you may never need to call it, but you may run across someone who does, and you can give them that information and they can get connected with the help they need.
Great stuff, great stuff. And I know especially in terms of food pantries and utilities right now, they're actually, I think, having a meeting today, well, later on, about utility costs and how they're rising and things like that. So I'm sure that's a problem that a lot of people have. So please know that you can call 211 and get some help for that and get some resources. So we were talking about all the money that has been raised from Dancing with the Stars and a lot of the donations and things that come in. For people who don't know, where does this money usually go and how does it go back out into the community?
Well, our primary goal at United Way is to be a community collaborator. So we do collaborate with local governments and other nonprofit entities, but our mission primarily is to improve the health, education, and financial stability of our community. So we do that as a fundraiser, and all the funds that come into United Way through direct giving or those people who utilize NIP credits or our events like Dancing with the Stars get reinvested back into Southern West Virginia. We have 7 counties: Nicholas, Fayette, Raleigh, Wyoming, Summers, Mercer, and McDowell counties. And the programs that are in each of those counties that need a little help to bring their services to the public can apply to United Way for grants. And they do that in the spring, and our board of directors goes out and vets those programs to make sure that the donor dollars that come into United Way are being utilized and we're being the best stewards of those dollars. So then in the fall, we determine of those applicants who we're going to partner with, who we want to make sure we make great investments in, and first of the next year, we allocate the funds that have been given to us. So this year, a little over $400,000 was allocated in 2024 to about 30 community partners that we approved last year. That includes some food pantries, like we mentioned, some baby needs pantries, a few recovery programs, several different 4-H programs in a few of our partner counties to allow children to go on scholarship to 4-H camp, some literacy programs, 3 different commissions on aging that deliver meals to isolated seniors at home. So all of those programs that meet our mission and improve health, education, and financial stability will be reinvested from the money that we raise, and that helps the community of Southern West Virginia. Your neighbor, your colleague, perhaps your family member can benefit from one of those programs, and it stays right here.
Well, that's really great, and it's awesome to know. So if you donate to United Way of Southern West Virginia, you know that money is going back out to your neighbors, your friends, your family. So that's really comforting to know that like all this is going to help out the people in our community, and sometimes even ourselves. We may not even know it sometimes, but
exactly,
we benefit from it.
Yes. Yeah, we had a workplace campaign a few years ago, and that's another way to give. We do workplace campaigns for those workplaces that want to allow us to come in, tell their employees a little bit about United Way, and then do payroll giving, where it's deducted directly from their paycheck and then comes to United Way. And after we did the campaign, I had someone there call and say, I just wanted to let you know, you brought some 211 information, and one of the employees came. This was 21, so still a lot of COVID issues going on. She said one of the employees came and said, hey, can I call 211? And she was told, of course, absolutely, anybody can call. And she was having some difficulty because her husband had been furloughed and lost his employment, and their mortgage was at stake. And so we were able to get her connected with some resources. She was someone who didn't think she would ever be in need, but of course, you know, COVID turned our world upside down and turned a lot of people's budgets upside down. And without that workplace campaign and her knowing directly that 211 was available, she wouldn't have got that help. So you never know who might need it, and we're just, you know, we're incredibly proud to partner with great organizations who support our community.
Awesome. That's wonderful. And speaking of workplace campaigns and some of the things that you do in the workplace, I know that you all have the Denim for a Difference. I remember growing up, my mom would go to work in jeans sometimes, and I'm like, well, why are you wearing jeans today? You wear, wear your business clothes. And they're like, no, we can wear them today because we give money to United Way to wear our denim.
Yep.
So, how did this campaign come about?
Oh gosh, it came about years ago, and we're a lot more casually dressed in the office place now and in schools, but it came about years ago before my time at United Way as a fundraiser that we do both in the fall and spring to just let people dress down, be a little more comfortable at work. Reach out to those workplaces who are willing to partner with us to allow that. And then the employee pays either $5 for one day, $10 for 3 days, or $15 for the full week of dressing down. We still call it Denim for a Difference, but a lot of workplaces allow denim now. I'm wearing denim today. And it's, letting your employees wear their leggings to work. If you're working from home, as many people do now, you can still participate. Pay $15 for that privilege that you have to be working in your pajamas or your leggings, and it all goes to United Way. But we see a lot of offices that still have a little more strict dress code participate, gives their employees a chance to dress down and be more comfortable. A lot of school systems allow their teachers and staff members to participate, and it gets the word out about United Way and what we do. And it's not on a big scale like Dancing with the Stars, but every dollar counts, and $15 can allow us to buy a pair of shoes for a student that doesn't have the proper footwear through our Equal Footing Shoe Fund. So all of the community members coming together to participate in Denim for a Difference or Casual for a Cause or whatever we want to call it really goes back into the community, and every dollar counts, and we try to make it stretch a really long way.
Oh, I'm really glad you brought up the Equal Footing Shoe Fund. Is that an ongoing thing year-round?
It is. It is. We see, actually, from the first day of school across our local school systems, we see counselors or teachers reaching out to us about children that don't have proper footwear. So probably 5 or 6 years ago, we were getting lots of calls about that, and we decided to establish the Equal Footing Shoe Fund. Kids in school that don't have proper footwear can't participate in physical education classes. Oftentimes they're stigmatized because they don't have proper footwear. And children in elementary school can grow out of their shoes as often as twice a year. So it's a burden on families that are overtaxed, with their budget already. Obviously we want families to be able to provide for their children, but when they can't, and when teachers or counselors identify that a child has come to school in whether in November or December in sandals, or by the time January rolls around, their new pair of shoes from late August has been outgrown or outworn, they can call us. We provide a new pair of athletic shoes, a new pair of socks directly to the school, to the child, to make sure they have what they need. And on average, over the past couple years, throughout our 7 counties, we extend about 1,000 pairs of shoes. So, as I mentioned, as early as the first day of school, in many of our schools around our 7 counties, we get calls and say, hey, this child doesn't have any shoes. This year we had a call on the first day of school, actually the second day of school, because the counselor was, trying to assimilate a great deal of assistance for this young child, hygiene items, underclothes, different things. But we were told that the child came to school in socks. He had no shoes at all. And so I can only imagine the child who literally doesn't have shoes going to school. We can joke about West Virginia. We can, make jokes about hillbillies and being shoeless. But there are children, and this was a 4th grade boy, there are children who don't have what they need. So we want to make sure that they have equal footing. They go to school on the equal playing ground as their students, their classmates, and they have a chance to excel just like every other student does. And whether that's a pair of shoes, or while we have funding for basic needs, underclothes, or hygiene items, we try to get those students what they need to succeed, to excel, and to make them on an equal playing ground.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you really highlighted that, because United Way has so many great fundraisers and so many great causes to give to, but I feel like that's definitely one of the most important.
It touches people. Folks are really concerned about making sure that students have what they need, and there's backpack programs, and there's a lot of things to support kids, but those basic needs, shoes, clothes, school supplies, We have a great donor, Sean Ball with LNS Toyota, who gives us a little bit of funding every year, a generous amount of funding every year. That we try to stretch throughout the school year to make sure kids have what they need. And that can be, like I mentioned, underclothes, or it can be clothing, or recently we got a call from a student at a local Academy of Careers and Technology, from a teacher, excuse me, and the student was not going to be able to enroll in that class because they needed a certain pair of safety boots for the vocational classes. So we were able to purchase those to make sure the student was enrolled in the classes that he was interested in and could, be successful and get that training. So for teachers and counselors and administrators, call us when you see that those students don't have what they need, and we will do our best to connect them with those resources and get them their basic needs.
Awesome. That's really great. And I'm sure that means so much, because you could have changed the trajectory of that student's life as well. So you guys be sure to get in touch with United Way of Southern West Virginia at unitedwayswv.org, or call them at 304-253-2111.
That's right.
All right. And thank you so much again for visiting us and giving us all this awesome information.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's always a great time. And thank you all for watching this Sunday. Be sure to tune in next Sunday, where we speak to more community leaders and local success stories about important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. Thanks so much. And you guys have a happy Sunday. All right.